our objectives to understand negative indices, to deal with coefficients, and to simplify expressions using the indices, the rules of indices. Okay, so let's have a recap. Now, let's say we have to multiply a raised to the power of m times a raised to the power of n. We have a raised to the power of n plus n. If we have a raised to the power of m over divided by a raised to the power of n, we have a raised to the power of m minus n. So if we have it, we have a raised to the power of m, raised to the power of n is equal to a raised to the power of mn. And if we have a raised to the power of 1, that is equal to a. If we have a raised to the 0 power, that is equal to 1. Okay, that's clear. Now, we know that 2 raised to the power of 3 means 2 times 2 times 2, which give us 8. So what does 2 raised to the power of 3 mean? So our first reaction is it is the same as 2 raised to the power of 3, but negative. So that's not correct. So to give us the pattern, you will be able to see a pattern for this. Okay, so let's try. Okay, we have, let's try to notice the pattern. If we have 2 raised to the power of 4, so that is 2 times 2, 4, times 2, 8, times 2, 16. If we have 2 raised to the power of 3, we have 2 times 2 is 4, times 2 is 8. Okay, if we have 2 raised to the power of 2, we get 2 times 2 is 4, and then 2 raised to the power of 1 is equal to 2. Okay, and then if we have 2 raised to the 0 power is equal to 1. Okay, that means that 2 raised to the power of negative 1, we can see now that we have 16, 8, 4, 2, 1. We see a pattern which we keep on having, getting half or divide it by 2. So 16 divided by 2 is 8, 8 divided by 2 is 4, 4 divided by 2 is 1, 1 divided by 2 is equal to 1/2. Okay. Then if we have 2 raised to the power of negative 2, so what is half of 1/2? So that is 1/4. Okay, so that means if we have 2 raised to the power of 3, we have 1/8, because half of 1/4 is 1/8. So we have seen the pattern. We keep on having it. Now, so what we have found out about negative powers is that we get the, to create, we need to get the reciprocal of the number. Now, the reciprocal of the number is the value you need to multiply by to give an answer of 1. So that means that, the reciprocal of 2 is, is 1/2. Because we need to get 1. So therefore, the reciprocal of 1/4 the reciprocal of 1/4 is 4, because when we have 4 times 1/4 will give us 1. Now, the reciprocal of 2 raised to the power of 3 is 1/2 to the power of 3. Because when we have 2 raised to the power of 3 times 1/2 raised to the power of 3, it will give us 1. So therefore, the rule, is a raised to the power of negative n is equal to 1/a to the power of n. So that becomes the general rule. Another way to understand negative powers is by the division rule for indices. So let's say we have a m divided by a n equals a raised to the power of m minus n. So let's simplify this one. We have a raised to the power of 3 divided by a raised to the power of 7. So we can say that a then becomes 3 minus 7 is equal to a raised to the power raised to negative 4. So if we will write it this way, so we have a raised to the power of 3 divided by a raised to the power of 7 is equal to, let's say we have a times a times a over A times A times A times A times A. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, times A times A. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Okay, now, so if we cancel A here, okay, cancel this, okay, cancel this. So what happened is, okay, what left is 1. Okay, then we have here 1 over, okay, how many? A times A times A times A is A raised to the power of 4. Okay, so we have our general rule that when we have, okay, A raised to the power of n, we have 1 over A to the power of n. Now, we can now use this rule to simplify expressions where there is a coefficient in front of the variables. Okay, so let us try. So let's say we have, okay, let's simplify this one. We have, okay, 3, okay, x to the 4th, okay, times 2x to the 5th. Okay, so what do we do? Okay, we can see that there is coefficient. Okay, so, okay, let us split its term. So when we have here 3x to the 4th means 3 times x to the 4th. 3x to the 4th. Okay, so we have, if we have, the other one is 2x to the 5th to the power of 5 is equal to 2 times x raised to the power of 5. Okay, so the coefficient of x raised to the power of 5 is 2. Okay, now, so let us put it all together. There are 4 parts in this multiplication. So we have, when we have 3x to the 4th times 2x to the 5th is equal to, okay, is equal to 3 times x to the 4th times 2 times x to the 5th. Okay, then we have 3 times 2 times x to the 4th times x to the 5th. Okay, then we have 3 times 2 is 6, and then times x to the 4th plus 5 to, okay, to the, okay, x raised to the power of 4 plus, okay, to the power of 5 is equal to 6x to the power of 4 plus 5 is 9. Okay, so that is now our answer. Now, what about when we divide? What should we do? Okay, Okay, so let us simplify this one. Okay, so let's simplify this. What if we have, okay, 12a raised to the power of 2 divided by, okay, 3 raised to the power of a, okay, 3a raised to the power of 5. So what should we do with this? Okay, so let's say we have, okay, 12a raised to the power of 2 over 3a raised to the power of 5, okay, is equal to, we have here 12 times a raised to the power of 2 over 3 times a raised to the power of 5. Okay, then we have to treat them separately. So we have here 12 over 3 times a raised to the power of 2 over a raised to the power of 5. Okay, so we have 12 over, okay, 12 divided by 3 is 4. And then times a, okay, raised to the power of 2 divided by a raised to the power of 5 is equal to a raised to the power of, okay, 2 minus 5. Okay, then let's continue here. Equals, we have 4a raised to the power of negative 3.